everybody, and welcome back to Las Cruces Small Business Podcast. I'm your host, your moderator, your professional geek, Carlos Spada with Nexus Media Group. And today I have an awesome guest, and her name is Anna Hooley. And Anna, welcome to Las Cruces Podcast. And if you could just kind of tell the listeners who you are and what you do.
Hello. My name is Anna Hooley. I am a native New Mexican, and I was born in Albuquerque. I moved to Las Cruces in 1985 after I graduated high school and to go to NMSU to become a nurse. Eventually, I ended up getting various degrees in nursing. I now have a master's degree in nursing from UNM. I work full time in the dialysis units here for Fresenius dialysis units, providing dialysis care for patients. I also founded, own, and operate the CA Skin&Body Clinic, which I did back in 2004. And I think back then is around the time you and I met. Personally, I'm a proud mom of two kiddos. One is a junior now at Northwestern University, Mason, and my daughter Abby is starting at Angelo State in San Angelo, Texas, now in the fall.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, so we look at your history, especially as a nurse, right? And you have a master's degree in that. How did you start CA Skin&Body? What was what got you into that business?
Well, it was a friend of mine, actually. She wanted to do this herself as a registered nurse, but as a registered nurse, you couldn't do a lot of the things that an advanced practice nurse or nurse practitioner can do. So she asked if I would oversee her work, and I said sure, but I wanted to be safe, of course, in doing the procedures. So I took certification courses and truly was inspired and excited about aesthetic medical treatments. And in getting the certifications, I found that actually I was pretty good at it. And I had a really good aesthetic eye, if you will, to try to get clients where they want to go with aesthetic medicine. Awesome.
So, and I always like to have my clients go, I know code, I know websites, right? I know search engine optimization, I know algorithms, but when it comes to medical terms and you just kind of said, I go, wait a minute, explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. So if you can explain that to me, what are your services that you offer to Las Cruces residents?
Well, it's a medical spa, and over the last, 15 years doing the services, I found what I like to do, what I found to be most effective in anti-aging medicine and overall promoting good skin health. So for me, as a med spa, I have a lot of fun toys, I call them. I do laser skin resurfacing. I do tattoo removal. I do sclerotherapy to remove spider veins. We do simple facials to retexturize and rejuvenate the skin. But recently I found that I like to do scarlet microneedling with radiofrequency. So microneedling is just a process by where you resurface the skin using tiny needles to cause collagen production. When you add the energy of radiofrequency, you can do that with much more effectiveness and much more results-oriented treatments. And so that's kind of what I like to do. I like to see what works because I'm a geek, if you will, in technology, medical technology, not IT for sure. I like to see that there's science behind what I do, both in the products that I put on the skin and the equipment that I use. If I can't find white papers and research to prove the technology works, then I'm not interested. This isn't something that we do for fun or something for fad. It's something we do for results. And so that's kind of where my passion is.
Love it. Love it. Okay. So we look at this and so you got started and I'm going to assume that your industry has a lot of competition. So I always like to ask what sets you apart from everybody, from all your competition and anybody else that's similar in Las Cruces?
Well, I believe that I owe my longevity truly to the fact that I enjoy helping people look and feel their best. I'm not a big fan of following trends or being guided by celebrities, but by listening to what people want. What is their personal concern? And as a person, you can usually tell that is part beauty and aesthetics, and that's part internal wellness and health. And so being a nurse practitioner and not a nurse and not a technician, not to badmouth other clinics or that's that's not a good thing. We just all have our niche. And mine is always trying to find what's inside that needs remedying to fix how the outside looks. And so for me, I think that I offer predictable, safe, effective treatments, and I provide an honest assessment of what I think that person needs and whether or not I can meet that need. So sometimes it's not me. You know, sometimes if you want the Kim Kardashian look, we refer you elsewhere. Sometimes you need a facelift, you know, we refer you elsewhere. Sometimes if you need a dermatologist, which I am not, I'm a family nurse practitioner, board certified, but not dermatology, I refer to dermatology. So I feel like that's where I excel in the industry. Not only do my treatments work and my recommendations prove effective, but I look at the whole you, not just your beauty parts.
Awesome. I love that. Well, it's always, and I always find this as the trend with a lot of small business owners, that it's more about the relationships, right? And building that and finding out what somebody truly needs, as opposed to just selling them that product or service, and you're done with them and they go out and maybe they come back, where you're able to build those relationships and hear healing both within, you know, looking at the inside as well as the out. Awesome. So
yeah, and sometimes in that assessment, if you will, they just need to know sometimes that what they're doing is right. You know, they just need some validation and encouragement to continue doing what they are doing. Sometimes it's as simple as that, and we can provide them that and tweaks on their own care, their home care, and not have to intervene at all. And I think that's pretty cool sometimes when they come in and just need validation.
Awesome. That is fantastic. Absolutely love that. Okay. So we look at, you know, the services that you offer, how you got into the business. So some of the things, right, especially in my business, there's the misconception of going, hey, what you do with search engine optimization, you're going to be number one in 24 hours. And that's not quite how it works. And that's a common misconception. What is something that people seem to misunderstand about your business?
Well, I think while the aesthetic industry is growing by leaps and bounds, weight loss, anti-aging, all that is truly growing phenomenally right now. It's a misconception, I think, that it's costly. Sometimes people think that it's really out of their reach, or secondly, that it's just not going to work or work for them because they can't afford weekly, daily, monthly treatments. And so I think the misconception and what's misunderstood is that aesthetic medicine isn't for them. I have a lot of people that think, oh, I don't want to do all of that. I want to age gracefully. I'm not into that stuff. And I think that's a misconception. It's a true misunderstanding of what I do in the clinic. We're not trying to make you into someone new, unless that's what you want. We're trying to accentuate, preserve, if you will, the beauty that is you, and keeping you looking natural. That's I think what the misunderstanding is. I don't think anybody really wants to come in and leave looking very different than what they entered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. So I always like to ask these things of, right, motivation. We look at this with small business owners, right? How do we keep ourselves motivated, right? So I always like to ask, what is your motivation in your business?
Again, it's easy. I'm truly blessed to wake up in the morning and do the best that I can with two industries. To me, I feel like I'm always split two ways. The beauty aesthetics is what I do for fun. That's my hobby. That's my joy. That's my happy place. What I do in the morning with dialysis, that pays the bills, and those people are in definitely they need my care. It's not that. That is a very fulfilling part of what I do as well. The fact that I can have this business where it's joyful, where it is truly creative, is what my motivation is. And then I have to go back to Las Cruces. You all keep me in business. Every time I try to close through bad situation, through circumstance, you guys seek me out. My clients seek me out. They want me to come back. They invite me back, encourage me back, and truly support me unconditionally, if you will. And that truly is my motivation.
Love it. Well, and I always kind of feel that's what sets Las Cruces apart, right? Where it's this loyalty. It's a love of small business. It is, I look at Las Cruces as going, small business is the backbone. And especially when you have your clients that are going, hey, wait a minute, where are you going? What's going on? No, we need you. We need your services. And just the loyalty and the love of small business in Las Cruces is just a wonderful, wonderful backbone for this city and the way that businesses have thrived, and the way that we're able to offer these wonderful service to Las Cruces. So
absolutely. I couldn't say that enough. You know, it truly has been the people of Las Cruces that have kept me motivated and coming back and staying in business for sure.
Love it. Okay. So we have what motivates you in business. So then we have to look at what motivates you in life.
You know, that's tough. You know, what happens each day, you know, good or bad, it was meant to be. It was just meant to be. I've grown in my wisdom of decades of life here that's something you just have to accept. If you truly fight what's coming and what's inevitable and what's going to happen rather than accept it, you know, it's hard to be motivated. So for me, I just wake up, I know what I've got to do for the day, and I enjoy that day as it comes. And what truly helps me to do that for the long term is, of course, seeing my kids grow up. You know, as they're growing and becoming young adults, you know, I'm excited to see what they're doing. So my motivation to continue is to see what's going to happen with their lives. And so that's cool. I mean, that's truly motivating for me.
Awesome. Okay. So we were in mandatory lockdown, right? So at least for New Mexico, some things have lifted. Other parts of the country, they're re-locking down. So I look at things going, was there an opportunity in our COVID-19 mandatory lockdown to learn something new?
You know, that's tough to say that I learned something new, because as an essential worker with dialysis, you know, the dialysis clinics didn't close. So I went to work every day as nothing happened. And as a matter of fact, had more hours of work because of the increased protections that had to be in place. Your day just took longer, you know, coming in and out of the protective gear and addressing the fears of the clients and their families, you know, with this COVID pandemic has been tough. But what I did realize personally on the flip side with the Skin&Body clinic closed is that while I'm not very social, I don't socialize a whole lot. I'm not a very social person. I did use going out to dinner as a stress reduction. You know, I loved at the end of the day going to have a great meal at any of our local restaurants, having a drink, you know, and visiting with my significant others, whether it be my family or my partner. That was truly de-stressing for me. And with COVID, I had to realize that one of us had to cook in the household. And so I did learn how to use an Instapot. So that is good.
Nice. We love our Instapot here. You know, we got one for Christmas and I absolutely love it. It's like, what? We have this frozen chicken, dump it in there, turn it on. It was like, it's cooked. You know, throwing out a pot of beans, it's easy. We absolutely love our Instapot. That and learning to use your Instapot is such a lifesaver and time saver. So that's absolutely wonderful. Okay, because I'm a geek, and so it's one of the questions I like to ask is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Yeah, you think about that as a kid, and it's different as a kid as it is now. You know, with the pandemic, with Black Lives Matter, with the fires going on, everything going on in the world right now, I think that I really would like to have the power to bring peace, you know, to our planet, whether it's in small measures or big ones. I just wish that I could do that, even locally, if it were limited. That I think would be my superpower right now, because it is very overwhelming sometimes to look beyond your nose and see what's happening out there and not be affected by it.
Yeah, I love that, because you're able just to bring peace and calm and just, you know, that, and you're able to help people and just, get them out of those chains and those binds that are holding them in and down and not allowing them to grow. I love that answer. Okay. So we have to do the typical Las Cruces question, and now I'm going to have to throw a new one in because apparently everybody's been adding in the new one. So red, green, or Christmas?
It's got to be Christmas. I mean, asking red or green is like asking which one of your children you like better. There's no way to choose. Each one has its own place, and they're both equally necessary in just about every meal.
Oh, I love it. Awesome. Okay, so we've learned about your business, and so somebody's watching this podcast. How are they able to find you?
That is surprising sometimes, after being in the business for 15 years, that people still don't know who I am or what I am or have ever heard of CA Skin&Body Clinic. So you can find me at the physical address now is 3780 Foothills, Suite B. So it's right, you know, just south of the BBVA Bank off Loman and Foothills. The phone number is 575-222-0900. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram, CA Skin&Body.
Awesome. Well, viewers, thank you so much. Anna, thank you for your time. And viewers, like, subscribe, follow. I'll put all of Anna's information in the description below. Ring the bell for notification. And by all means, wash your hands. Continue to wash your hands. Be safe. Wear the mask. And we'll see you next time. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Carlos.